I'm digging that, Ra Bey. How you feeling?
Bounce.
Yeah. That's how I'm feeling on this other side. Happy Sunday to you, beautiful
Hey,
people. Sis, how are you?
I am incredible, Lisa. You see, I got some sunshine in my life this Sunday.
Yes, yes. And I love your hair, by the way. I am just so enamored. I'm so enamored. Rabe asked me offline. She's like, well, how you feeling? I said, I am in love.
Do tell. Do tell.
Yeah, I'm in love. And this is what people are going to get. This is a snippet of what they're going to get because, it's been a long time coming. And I am so happy to celebrate just all the tribulations, traumas, tragedies, all of that, and just be in love with it. And I'm so happy that you're a part of this journey and I'm part of your journey and we get to do something amazing. So
The sweet stuff, the yummy stuff.
yummy. Yes. Wasn't that funny? Because that was the theme last week. It was just so yummy. It felt so good. And so I'm excited. So don't let me do that, Ra Bey, because I'm just gonna be smiling and cheesing and
You better smile. I'm trying to share this video on my timeline real quick. You better smile. You better smile because that's what it's all about. And if people can really get to a place where they wake up and are smiling and excited about what they are going to do, it's a Sunday and we both are in here working and ain't nobody tripping. Ain't nobody tripping. Like, there's nothing else that I would rather be doing. And so, I have a passion with helping people get to that point in life because that's when life gets really sweet, really juicy, really yummy. Yes. The Thrive Life is what I like to call it.
I love that. The Thrive Life. And that's exactly what the Spirit of Business mini course is about. So, yes, it is about the Thrive Life because I think it's a civic duty, Ra Bey, that we help folks not live just to survive, but it is part of our calling, if you will, because I know both of us have been connecting with people offline, and there has been some real transformations that have happened, and not all the time is there a testimony, not all the time is there a video to go with that, not all the time is it for social media.
Mm-hmm. What? We didn't do it for the gram? We didn't do it for the gram, Lisa? Yeah, absolutely. I have so many wins, so many private wins. And because of the nature of what I do, especially, people, it's a vulnerable, tender space and people don't want that all over Facebook and over Instagram. And so, I think we're going to get into it today. I love today's subject of this top 10 list, top 10 amateur trending, top 10 ways to tell if you're amateur trending. Okay. But that kind of plays into one of the things that's on the list. I'm not saying whose list it comes from, but the private wins. And so, getting to a point where you are doing it for the sake of the transformation, for the sake of the results, for the sake of your client and not for the rest of the world. That's a milestone. Okay.
Yes.
So,
yes. I'm just going to drop this because I love captions. And we just want to shout out to our replay listeners who are on the Spotify, Blog Talk Radio, Google Play, iTunes, Anchor, Stitcher, Breaker. We are everywhere, y'all. We in your car dashboard, reaching over 4 million car dashboards worldwide. So for those of you who are listening and tuning in, thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you. We are bringing some powerful information as always, because why? We don't do amateur trending.
At all. Zero amateur trending.
This is not what it is.
Yeah. No, you're not going to find that here. You're not going to find any fluff. We don't cater to your ego. We don't cater to your comfort zone. Okay. Sorry if that's what you came looking for this fine Sunday morning, but there's no chill here in that regard.
Right. And I was going to say, Ra Bey, like, yeah, we don't even do sorries. That's not even, it's like,
Yeah.
no fluff. I mean, and she said that because that was just kind of, for those of you who aren't used to Ra Bey, like this is, I'm just going to say that. That'll probably be the last time you will hear her say that, but totally unapologetic. Let me say that, okay? Totally unapologetic. And I could say that because, when I had my session with Sis, she was like, it's okay, you can cry.
I hope you were prepared to cry today.
Like,
yeah.
Okay. So
no
cool.
apology. No apology. Yeah. So yeah, my brand is Trail Alchemy. And so, it's about helping the true and the real. So there's no other way that I can come, no other way that I can speak, no other way that I could be, because I wouldn't be able to be in a position to help others if I wouldn't be in that level of authentic with myself. So it is what it is, you guys.
Yes. And trailalchemy.com, shameless plug, check her out.
Yeah, I'll take that. trailalchemy.com. So, okay, Lisa, you ready to get into this list?
I am so ready because it is so timely that it's the end of 2018. I'm like, what year is it? 2018 is 2018. We're at the end. And guess what? I feel like this is so timely. We're going to account for all the stuff that we've seen. So guess what? We're about to witness what people had been guilty of, and no one actually said anything about it. They just let you do it.
You know what I equate this to? You know how at the end of the year, like on the E-Fashion and all these other shows, they go through the top 10 worst dress, the top 10. I have a Facebook friend that does this list at the end of the year of, all of the stories in the news and the worst stories. We're going to give you the top 10 amateur trending mistakes, moments, okay? So that you do not carry any of these tendencies with you into 2019. Let's start with a clean slate, okay? I'm not one big on New Year's resolutions, but this time you can make 10 new resolutions if you find yourself doing any of the stuff on this list today, okay? And this is, not to beat you up, but to bring awareness. We're all about awareness. So
exactly what I shared on the caption. This is a space to grow. And where else can you find a community where people really want to see you grow? Like, I'm not saying that. No, because this goes back to the inner work. Can't give you anything. I can't give you what I don't have. If I don't love myself, I can't give you that. But if I'm saying I'm being authentic and I'm saying like, yo, I'm gonna hold up the mirror, that's this moment. All right, I'm done.
Okay, right. And you know what? As I was making my list, I was like, there were things that I found myself guilty of. And so I'm going to be.
Me too. Okay, good.
Okay. All right. So let's start. Okay. Number 10, top 10 amateur trending moments. Do not find yourself on this list of offenses in 2019, people. Okay. Do better. Okay. So from number 10 for me, is these people are committed to what we call the culture scape, okay? So we talk about authenticity.
Culture scape.
Being committed to the culture scape means that your only responsibility to your audience, you feel, is to reflect and mirror back everything that's already being shown to them in culture. So you are not bold enough to step out and be the black sheep, to hug a different lane, to carve your own lane, blaze your own trail. You are playing it safe by mirroring exactly what's out there because you think that that's going to give you the win. You think that because you're doing what's popular, that everybody's going to like it. But little do you know that your magic and the golden nugget, the golden egg, the golden fleece, whatever you want to call it, your gold is in your being different, okay? And not just for the sake of being different, but being different yet being true. So that's my first amateur trending offense.
Got it. All right. here's one that I think I don't know, I guess because I'm deep. I'm Sagittarius, fourth house stellium, y'all. So you gonna get deep, you're gonna get philosophy, you're gonna get all of the inner truth, raw inner truth from me. And with all the energy and the shift in the planets and all these wonderful things, it's no wonder why the Sag and the Leo are bringing it to the forefront right now and calling you out.
All right.
So number 9, I'm gonna call in number 9, reposting stereotyped images.
Oh,
Yeah. Reposting stereotyped images. And even though we're saying we want to do better, right? And even though we get upset that we are seeing all the pain that is happening on a global scale, you are perpetuating it by sharing it. You are continually activating this into our reality. Mind you, there are some people in history that never experienced a depression, a recession, or enslavement.
Not their narrative.
Was not the narrative. So let me just edit that real quick so we can get that up here. So this is number 9, reposting stereotyped images. And I just shared that. Have you been guilty of it, of sharing some of the stuff we've been seeing in media or social media? Are you the one holding the camera of someone being beat down?
And you have to wonder, we're talking about this in the spirit of business, and I have to wonder, what kind of energy do you hope to attract by posting suffering? What kind of energy do you want to attract to your business if your motto is suffering? Okay. Oops. And
oh, just that is so. Look, who had breakfast? I didn't eat. This is already too much. And we're just on number 9. Oh my gosh. KG says, OMG, I totally agree with you about sharing it. That's why I make it a point not to do that. Thanks for saying that. This is why we're doing it. Ra Bey, I think we now have the annual amateur trending awards we're going to be doing.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to have some props next year.
Right. Because you know what? It only creates more pain, and it only disconnects you from who you are. We can't help in the spirit of business. We can't help you show up if you don't know who you're showing up as, because you are only perpetuating these amateur trending moments. And just take a look at it. This is what's beautiful. Facebook will remind you. Remember last year? This is what you did.
Okay. All right. So my number 8 is number 8 amateur trending that I see is that these people are typically either on one end of the scale. They're either all action, no reflection, or all reflection and no action. And let me explain where you get stuck. And this is one that was personal for me. Okay, so we went deep into your astrology. I'm going to go a little bit into mine. I have a South Node in Pisces. And so a South Node represents the things that you have mastered in a past lifetime. And with mine being in Pisces, I have mastered the art of deep reflection and meditation and just waiting for things to come. And my challenge for this lifetime is to go out with a plan, with some action, with a system, and put something in place. And for years, I was stuck in a reflective state. Now, mind you, my field of work is all in this deep subconscious stuff, so that's really comfortable for me. But when it came time to put the metal to the pedal, okay, and to make a business work, I had to go into action. I had to come out of reflection and go into action. And so that's one end of the spectrum. Now you have some people that are all action, that are grind, grind, grind. And we talked about this a little bit last week, that are grind, 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 and make no time and see no value in the time for reflection. So my point here is you have to have a balance. You have to know when to move in and out of those spaces. It's like a dance, and we're going to teach you all about this dance. I'm going to teach you about this dance in the spirit of business. I'm excited. So that's my number 8. Lisa, maybe you can.
I love that. KG says, she says, and it shifts the focus on the past and not how to positively move forward. And she says number 8 is fire. Yes. So, as you were sharing that, I definitely had that moment because I'm a doer, right? Like you said, I'm the manifester. So I tend to do, and then, by the way, I just have new fish to help with the reflection. It comes to mind. I now have an aquarium on my desk, creating that space for me to reflect. And I have just, it allows me to do that. So that is so, so important. And you touched on this, and I think we talked about it a little bit, but we were talking about the people who were into the hustle, no sleep, and the grind and all of this. And you could potentially be on that spectrum where there is no reflection because you feeling like, oh, if I work harder, no.
It's a balance of masculine and feminine energy, and you can't be either all one or the other. So we're trying to bring you into balance. We're going to. If we don't do anything else.
Exactly right. That's a given. That's a given. That's what's going to happen on the Spirit of Business mini course. So I'm so happy that you guys are paying attention because these are some things that friends and people who care and who love you are going to point out and say, no, sweetheart, don't do that. No, stop.
Baby, bless your heart. Baby, stop that.
Right. So number 7, I'm going in because you just talked about this in terms of systems and reflection and deep meditation. Number 7 for me is copying the latest system before your business model is ready. And the reason I have to say that as an amateur trending, it's an amateur move for you to jump on to what people are selling you and say, yes, I need this. And you're not ready for it. And it is a massive fail. And then you're upset and you feel that the system failed you, but no, you failed you because you weren't ready. So let me post this up here, copying the latest system. And you can I'll give you an example of that. Latest systems are funnel systems. I'm gonna call it what it is. Funnel systems are an example of that. When you're not ready for that, it is telling. It tells on you. I just saw somebody's funnel system where I was looking at the thread. They boosted it, they sponsored it or whatever. They did the ad. And guess what? Someone was like, yeah, your link is supposed to go to the funnel and it's redirecting to a broken link.
Oh, ouch. Oh.
So people now know you're about to throw them into a system.
What you selling me? You know, Lisa.
Word.
Yeah. And that preparation people need to understand is not just in the physical package of your business. The first part of the Spirit of Business course is literally called Preparing Your Spirit for Big Business. So this preparation, before you can adopt a system, you got to make sure your room is clean, your mind is clean, your heart is clean. The preparation comes on various levels. So yeah, that was perfect, Lisa. Number 7. I am copying the latest system before your business model and your spirit model is ready. How about that?
Exactly.
Okay. All right, y'all. Number 6 for me is okay. Number 6, amateur trending moments. You can tell, you can see this. It's so obvious in people. They are chasing a passion instead of allowing a gift. There's a big difference, even in the energy of those words. And we have been taught and conditioned that do what is your passion. Okay. I'm going to go deep into this in my portion of the course, because passions can oftentimes lead you to a lot of effort. Okay. And just to give you one takeaway today, how you can tell the difference between a passion and a gift is a passion requires effort and a gift is effortless. And so in the course, we are going to be helping you filter through your passions to find your true gifts so that you can start creating from that space. Okay. I'm not an effort whore. Can I say that?
I wasn't ready. My
bad. No, in your face. Not. No. I want to lay on my back. Sorry.
Oh, I love it. Look, I see, now I gotta get out my blazer. You already know what time it is, yo.
Right. Hey. That's what.
Oh, I love it. You getting all kind of little wow. Who's that giving the love? Like, exactly. Can you please give the hearts, the wow, the loves? That's Trill. Trill out right there. Alika, she said, I felt that in my soul.
I know you did, Alika. That's my girl. She's a projector just like me, so she knows. Like, I know she felt it. If anybody else, I know she did.
Says OMG. Elle says OMG. Yes. Woo. Okay.
Okay.
6. Let me just read. Let me chasing. Number 6, Ra Bey's chasing passion instead of allowing a gift. Okay. I see. This is why I said I'm just so in love. And speaking of that brings us to number 5. I'm calling this. We call this, I've learned this. I went to a training, I went to a conference, and I invested in myself. And it was the first time I heard of this. Now, mind you, I'm growing, I'm organically growing my pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all of that. That's organically me. I'm actually interacting with people, whether it be 3 or 4 or 6 of y'all commenting, wherever you're commenting, that's organic. So as we're talking about chasing, paper chasing and all that, chasing your passion and your gifts, there's this thing called vanity metrics. Vanity metrics, which basically is you are chasing the numbers on your gram, your Facebook, your Twitter. And guess what? What has happened is network marketers and all these other people have figured out the algorithms, now can trick it. And you can now buy the followers. You can now buy this. And are you guilty of feeling, in order for people to resonate with me and really feel that I'm real, I need to have at least 10,000 followers? Let me show you how this works then. If you are guilty of doing this, if I see on your page you have 10,000 followers, and your comments or your likes don't equate to 1% of your following, is BS. You BSing. Stop playing.
Oh.
Stop playing. My son is in the room right now, so I couldn't say what I really wanted to say.
Okay. Oh, sorry, baby. Sorry. Should have told me. Yes. So, and I've almost fallen guilty to that, Lisa. I'm not going to lie, because when I first started in this, I felt that was the only way that I could really, really, what's the word I'm looking for? That's where the value came from, was in those numbers. That's where my value came from, was in those numbers. And you're absolutely right. I've seen people where it just does not add up. Okay. And so then you have to question
that. Listen to that. Listen to that. It doesn't add up. Do you want to be the person that's not adding up out here talking about I'm following my passion and this and that? Yeah, because you all off. You following passion. You out here as a, what'd you call it?
What kind of whore? That's a light whore. That's different than an effort whore.
You out here. This is what I'm saying. Like, you know, for me, and people have said it, I get it commented all the time. Oh man, you got great content. You should have more followers. Oh my gosh, more people should know about you. Guess what? The way I'm operating, the frequency I'm on, it's not the number that matters. It's the engagement that matters. Are people engaging with you? Is there a sense of community? Are people relating to you? Because guess what, Ra Bey, I love when somebody jump on my page and actually says, yo, I'm so late to your page. And I'm thinking, no, you're not. You're right on time. It's just us. Look, I mean, just us.
Did you bring somebody with you? They're on time too.
Wow, I needed this because there's an influx of coaches that make entrepreneurs think we have to have high numbers. And that's exactly why we're doing the Spirit of Business mini course. Bottom line, because it has to end. It has to. You are vesting and spending and told all these things you should be doing. And people have, oh, you got to have the numbers. You have to do this X, Y, and Z. You have to have this system. But guess what? If you are not adding up, then that person is not going to be connecting with you and won't be your greatest supporter and advocate.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yep. People have to understand that the goal is not to get 10,000 customers to come one time. It's to get 100 customers to come 10 times, 20 times. And every time they are increasing the amount of, you're increasing the value that you give to them. So they are increasing the amount of money that they want to invest in what you are giving them. Okay. All right. Okay. You can't give them much. Okay.
CJ, let me shout out CJ. Says Lisa's the content queen in real estate. Stayed the course. Appreciate it. CJ's a great real estate professional. And I just said this the other day. Real recognize real. Mm-hmm. Real recognize real. And for me, being in real estate, that speaks volumes because in California alone, there's over 100,000 licensees. That's just licensees, not people who are active, selling, produce, none of that. Licensees. Mm-hmm. Another course, another subject. Anyway.
All right. What, number 5?
Number 4. I think, hold on, y'all. Let me count now. 6, 5, you're at 4.
4. Oh, okay. So number 4, top amateur trending moment. These people, amateur trenders, you will find are jacks of all trades, masters of none.
Can I do Jack and Jane?
Jack and Jane of all trades, master of none. Okay. They want to do all things to all people. And not just, as we said, allow that gift. Your gift. Let me tell you something. You might have many talents. You might have studied many things, but you have a gift. Okay. A thing that you came here to do. Okay. Not a whole toolbox. And I'm not saying that you can't fill your toolbox and you can't strengthen your offering, but let's pick a lane and stay in it. Okay. And so when you see people moving from lane to lane and you see people changing brands and doing all this flip-flopping, you got to understand that there is something internal, an internal level of acceptance that has not been demonstrated yet. Okay. Don't be that person. Mm-hmm. Honor your gifts and ride it out. And even if it hasn't produced the fruit yet, this is where faith comes in, and we can go all into that, but we won't today. But honor the gift until the fruit shows up. Okay. You don't have to keep switching baskets. All right. Now I'm off my high horse, my soapbox.
Oh my goodness. It's like right here in my throat chakra, what I want to say, but I'm going to save that for the course.
Okay. All right.
Especially as you talk about this, because I'm on my 3.0 version of myself. And that's very different. And I'm just going to say this, I will add to this Jack and Jane of all trades and master of none. I consider myself a very talented person, a very astute, knowledgeable person. And I know how to do a lot of things. And with that, I had released in one of my entrepreneur ventures, I released one of my licenses, which was a life and health license. Why? Because I didn't want to be the agent that was also selling life insurance to my client. What I do is real estate. I don't want to sell you life insurance too. I don't want to say, and I get it, but it is confusing. Like if I go to my doctor, my top 5, we talked about top 5. I'm not going to do it today. Catch a replay somewhere. I say this all the time, but it's, let me shut up. That's it.
I got one of them business cards, and it's like she said, it's like real estate agent, photographer, DJ, life coach, verbal specialist, and then you turn on the back and it's some more stuff, and it's like,
what do you do? What do you do? What can I call you for? Listen, y'all, I know we are very talented and spirited people, but you came here with a gift, and that's what we're going to hone in on. We talk about stay in your lane hugger, but you have to do the inner work so that you can maximize. I love what you just said, Ra Bey. Stick in it until it starts to pay off. Like, yes, it's not immediate. Prince said this. I got to quote Prince when he said, overnight success, no one realizes that it actually was 12 years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, let me see. Elzu says, wow. She said, this is a sermon. CJ says, love that reference, Ra Bey. The parable of the talents teaches if we do not use the talent, it will be taken literally and figuratively. Love this convo. Yes.
Thank you.
Jack and Jane of all trades and master of none. You a DJ? You do taxes?
And braid hair. Like, dang. I just need one. Okay, let me stop. Just like they say in church, ooh, Pastor was stepping on some toes this morning. I'm trying to keep all my friends on my friends list, Lisa.
And the reason, so this is what's so beautiful about this is because the reason we have our friends are what I've called is your love circle, right? You have your love circle, the people that you can do this with. And for people who don't have that, I mean, I've had people jump in my inbox and say like, yo, man, it would be great to have people. I don't know anyone like that. This is what the Spirit of Business mini course is about, establishing that community and network, because we win together. We that grind together. We shift our mind together. We shift our bank account together. That whole cliche about the 5 closest people is, you'll be number 6, whatever. If they're broke, you'll be number 6. If they're rich, you'll be number 6, depending where they are. Mm-hmm. This is what this is about. Oh, Ifa Yemi says, peace and blessings, queen.
Peace.
I know. I love it. So, okay, number 4. That was a good one. So let me go with number 3. I'm calling this opting in movements that mean nothing to you. That's some amateur.
You don't have to explain that. Go deep.
Yeah. See, that's that sad, opting in movements that mean nothing to you. And I have to say this because we saw this happen with football, right? That kneel situation. I'm not going to do the flag. I'm not going to, the Nike just happened, and all this other stuff. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Why are you opting in these movements and turn around and you're still vesting in it? So if you want if you are sending mixed messages to the universe. Again, this is all about the spirit of business. If you are acting on something and saying, you know what, hey, that's true, right? If you feel there is disjustice or disservice or something that happened and you're opting in that movement, stay committed. Keep your ass committed. Commit to it. You can't commit to yourself, to your business. Just don't partake in it if you know you won't be able to stick with it. Stop with the New Year's resolution craziness.
Ooh. So what is the motivation and the intention behind your movement? And always be have intended movement. Is that what I'm hearing you say? Okay. I love it. We don't have energy or time to waste on superfluous doings, okay? Everything needs to be purposeful and on target and on assignment, okay? And so if you don't know your assignment, then you need to take a step back and get some clarity. Ask the teacher, ask your guides, ask your ancestors, tap in. We can help you find that. But don't just make movements for the sake of making movements. Just because it means something to somebody else, it does not have to mean something to you. Is that
right on it? I love it. That is the trending. See, and this is why this is going to work, y'all, because you see how she articulated my deep thoughts.
Lisa Puerto. I love it. And I hope this has you guys thinking this morning, just opening up your minds and really opening up your hearts and doing some searching and seeing where you might have made some moves that were not congruent with your success, so that we can start a course of correction and get you back on track. Okay, so number 2, y'all, we almost to number 1. Okay, number 2, this one is personal to me. Okay. So the number 2 amateur trending moment that I see is amateur trenders are afraid of rock bottom. Okay. They are afraid of rock bottom. They are afraid to ever talk about having a rock bottom, to ever witness their rock bottom, and to have that be part of their story. Okay. And this is so personal to me. When we come back later this week, Lisa and I are both going to be talking about how we have gotten to be the clairvoyant entrepreneur and the trillist of the trill. Okay. And let me just tell you, it did not come without a rock bottom. Okay. And some bottoms y'all not going to believe. Some bottoms are deeper than others. Okay. But it's through embracing the rock bottom that we have been able to find the truth in our voices. And so when you see people that only want to tell you the success side of their story, like a hero story has a journey, okay? The hero don't start off as a hero, okay? He usually starts off with some rocks being thrown at him. He got to fight and slay some dragons. He got to do all kind of stuff before he gets exalted. But when people only want to talk about and show you the exaltation, beware. So don't fall into that bucket. Embrace your rock bottom.
Embrace your rock bottom. See, this goes back to, I love this. This adds to what we see today on a serious tip. I mean, we're having fun, but we are calling this stuff out because why? There's a real thing called Facebook depression. There's a real thing right now called Facebook depression. Why? Because people are watching and are so captivated by the highlights of people's lives.
Snapshots.
Literally, currently, if you do IGTV, you get 10 minutes. If you're on Instagram, you get 60 seconds. And Facebook will let you run a whole series in video. And this ties everything that we share together, why we have to shift that paradigm. Stop with the amateur trending, because there is a real mental health issue that is being perpetuated in the culture right now. And that's because people are talking about the hero story rather than saying, yo, how did you get there? This is why Ra Bey and we were talking offline, and this is how this was born, because I said people are now shifting away from the guru. It's not tangible to them. The guru is no longer tangible to you and just everybody who's having real life situations. You know, them situationships and situations and you nervous.
Right. It's real. It's real. Yeah. And Koyo says, "Ooh, we man." She put a Memphis accent on the end of that.
Yes, Facebook depression, it is real because we are looking just at that. So, oh my goodness, let me bring up number 2 so y'all can see this. If you just tuned in, shout out, thank you. Make sure you share and let somebody know what we're doing. And if you are jumping on after we end the live, please hashtag replay so we know you're back on and we can engage with you at that time. All right, afraid of rock bottom. Ooh, that was so heavy and yummy and powerful. And I love you for saying that, my sis. I love you for saying that because that was a great segue of how the Spirit of Business mini course was born, because it really has been that journey for us and tapping into our innate self, the gifts. And saying, stop with the it's a lot of noise right now.
And
you're all these other wonderful, special people. And that's what I'm saying. We said this. I guess we got to give the disclaimer again. This may not resonate for any and everybody because I said this. If you had to be at work at 2:00 in the afternoon and somebody woke you up at 6:00 in the morning, you'd be pretty pissed off because you'd be like, I don't have to be at work till 2. So I don't know where you are in your journey, but if you're here, it's because it's time. If you catch us later, then it's later.
That was a perfect analogy. I love that.
Yeah, because everybody be like, I'm woke.
It ain't time for you to get up yet.
Oh my gosh.
2 hours of rest, baby.
Landscape Larry, Antoine Larry, embrace your rock bottom, he says. He loves it. Exactly. See, I feel like there's some healing happening already right now.
And one of my teachers and friends, Kim Brisman, he always says, you got to learn how to turn your pain into profit. Now, there is no pain that should be wasted or experienced in vain. And so we're going to teach you how to extract the nuggets from that pain, okay, and turn it into something useful, resourceful. That's what alchemy is. Taking lead and turning it into gold. Why not?
I got to plug you back in here, right in here. Boom, there you are.
I was not trying to shameless plug, but thank you for catching that.
I just had to do it real quick. So if you're just tuning in, we have covered the top 10 amateur training moments. Are you doing some of these? And as I give number 1, and this is actually in no order. There's not like this is the number 1. This is where Ra Bey and I were just sharing what we had come up with in observation, and what we have been doing is witnessing. We've been witnessing for you, and at a point in time, it has to end. It has to end. Someone has to lovingly call you out and say, no, sweetheart, no, don't do that anymore. That's not okay. It's not okay to do that. You see how my voice changes? This is because that means I love you. That means I care. That means I want you to stop doing this. And we have been very reflective in saying that we too have done some of these. And the reason we can come up with these is because we thought that this was the way because that's what everybody else was doing.
Right.
And if you're doing what everybody else is doing, that means you're a copycat. Let me say this real quick because this is real deep. For you people who are listening, most our listeners are in the United States. We may have some people out in Canada and some parts of Africa. In the United Kingdom, they have just passed a law effective next year that they will actually be shutting down anyone who is reposting material that is not that is copyrighted.
Wow.
So the of memes are coming to an end. If you are not the original creator, you will not be allowed to share that and repurpose that.
Wow.
So guess what? You are now going to be forced to become creatively you.
You got to create your own content. I don't want to. No.
All right. So,
the original. Yeah.
I mean, when I heard that, I was like, yo, do you know what this means? There's like a whole shift in paradigm right now. Like,
Yes.
there's a real shift, and Ra Bey called it the shift in business consciousness. You know what that made me remind me of? And this is where you get to include your rituals, your practices. For me, it's my aquarium. For other cultures, it's Buddha at the door. You know, it's like, what are those things that make you thrive?
Thrive as you, okay?
You
can't even thrive as anybody else. So that's a bit redundant. So
right. We call it oxymorons. Oxymorons. Number one, all right, that, you know, the thing that I've been seeing, that when you y'all here creating situations so you can post when you.
Speak on it, Lisa.
This is so amateur trending. Like, some of y'all when you moments is so whack. Like, it stop doing this, please. It's not, it's 2018, New Year's coming. Stop with the when you, okay? Can we just now be regular people?
Just be back to living life.
Back to living life instead of having these moments of when you, like, where everyone, guess what that means? Everyone is operating from a third party. When you use that language in that context, you are referring to you as third party. You are third party instead of you being
connected.
And
in the present.
Why am I projecting all of this onto somebody else? Stay here with it. Be authentically you. And we are saying that because that's the word of authentic. That's authentic. And we talked about it in the last segment when we were talking about what does that mean. View the replay. Stay tuned. We'll get more into the course with that, which is going to be so exciting, so yummy. But the when you moments must end.
And so when people step out of this first person, present, aware, in the moment, as I'm seeing right now, and go into this witness reporter. So really what they're doing is reporting on their own lives, right? Then how are you able to connect with the next blessing, with the next vision, with the next piece of information, the next download? You put yourself on the sideline watching your own life unfold instead of being present and aware and in tune with everything that's happening right now. That's the real danger of that. She just said some deep metaphysical. She just dropped a deep metaphysical bomb on y'all, and I don't think y'all caught it because she just put when you with these 3 little dots. But that was deep. You take yourself out of being a conscious creator, and you're now just a reporter.
It's Sunday too.
I still was gonna have my tambourine last Sunday.
It is one of the most powerful things to activate being present. That's what Sonia Moore says, being present. She says that part. So when you are out here saying when you have completely disconnected the experience that you have just had to be for you, and now you're projecting that outward.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're talking about with the Spirit of Business mini course is everything in you, consciously creating your reality, shifting your relationship with money. If you're saying when you, just did X, Y, or Z. It's like, okay, so who's you, right? Because let me say this, as you just said this, as you build on that, and I'm gonna just go with this. This is one of the things we're gonna cover is the I am. Mm-hmm. You see how you just disrupted your relationship with I am by replacing it with when you? I'm
who's
done.
In control? Who's in control of the when you? It's like, who's in control of that outcome? You just gave that. You just gave that responsibility and accountability to who? When who?
Right.
Yes. Oh, Lisa, I wasn't expecting that. You hit me. That was a pleasant surprise. Thank you.
Yay! I like it. All right. So the good news is that if you guys are on the timeline, we covered 10, and we are going to be, so next week already, we are going to be dropping the website for early bird registration for the Spirit of Business mini course. So that is what we wanted to share. We are here just sharing what you are to expect from us with that. And so Friday, we're going to do the show on Friday about that? The story?
Yeah, we're going to do it Friday. Friday, we got some real meat for y'all. We always bring some good content, but Friday, we're going to be going personal into our own stories, into our own transformations, and how we got here, and how we got to be to the point where we could talk about this from a state of real experience. So it's going to be juicy on Friday.
Yeah, so it has to do with, there's some sex trafficking involved in there. There's a Smith Wesson involved in there. There's some abuse. There's some trauma that I can speak from. And I loved it, you said, and that's what created the Clairvoyant Entrepreneur. And by the way, get your teas. When you register for the course, you are getting your own custom tea. I know you're going to have some True Alchemy available as well. And that's what's really going to be amazing. Thank you for those who actually, I just dropped this on my timeline last night, and some of you already jumped on it and was like, I need that. So your shirts are going out Monday. So thank you. And if you don't want to wait for the class, DM me. You can get the shirt. You too. I'm calling out there has been a calling. You have been summoned. You mad doctor inventor, you tempered creator, you clairvoyant entrepreneur. You have been summoned, because now it is time to really shift the whole dynamic of this universe.
Oh, I think, just to close, can you just tell us, a brief description of what the clairvoyant entrepreneur is?
Oh, yes. So this is the clairvoyant entrepreneur is, and it's so funny because in my business, I'm known as super agent. And really what that meant for me was that I was operating from a supernatural state. A supernatural state. And as a clairvoyant entrepreneur, me, right, am operating from a supernatural state of my business, that I am using my spiritual gifts, because I have the gift of clairaudience and clairsentience. And as one of the clairs, my supernatural ability, I have been able to monetize the channels, the downloads that I have been receiving, albeit I have published a total of 5 books that have shifted the whole dynamic of my industry. Why? Because I've listened to the download. And now I'm in a space to acknowledge, as a supernatural entrepreneur, using my gifts and my talents, that it is now okay to do that. It is now okay to acknowledge that there is a space and a place, because guess what? We can't live our maximum human potential if we're not using currency, albeit money and spiritual currency, to our fullest potential. Absolutely.
Ooh, that was beautiful. I can't even say nothing else after that. She brought it home. I'm so thankful for you. I'm so thankful for your reception and for you being that open vessel to receive all of your gifts. Lisa, thank you. Thank you. That's all I can say.
Yay! You are so welcome. I am so excited for what's going up. And for those of you who are tuning in and just chiming in, I love you too. Yes, we get the I love you, ladies. Thank you.
Love you.
Yes, yes. So make sure you tune in next week. And if you're new, we are available on radio podcasts everywhere. I love that. People are getting hip to this. Currency, aka energy. Yes, I covered it on the last segment where I gave the Middle English definition of currency, and it doesn't necessarily mean money. All right. So we are out today, but we'll see you next week for another powerful segment and the launch of the Spirit of Business mini course with your. All right, y'all.
Thank you. Peace.